He's clean. Has a tattoo at 14. And his bitch clean. Blackstar is really one of them ones. And anytime you see him in an episode by himself, you know there's finna be elite hands. The first time he was introduced, bro's going to take down a mafia leader, Al Capone, which is already more interesting than Soul and Maka trying to take down some MILF cat lady. Not that I'm complaining though. All his goons got these face masks on and they just casually eating souls. And this nigga Al Capone's plate was full. I'm honestly surprised he wasn't a Kishin yet. This is OD. Tsubaki trying to talk some sense into bro, saying assassin's rule number 1 is silence. And honestly, how the fuck is bro supposed to be silent with all these chains? The nigga yells and lands in front of the enemy. Like bro, you really need another job application because being an assassin is not for you. He needs to put in for being a real nigga or something. Cause this is not stealth. Bro announced he was gonna kill everyone there and thought it was a good idea. When it really just leads them to take out the Blix and makes them start running. He uses a smoke bomb to get out, which means he actually took my advice. He filled out the ninja application. He's outside trying to tell jokes to the hoes, but this shit breaking. She not finding shit funny. They're in school looking for a new mission because so far they failed to get any souls from anything they've done. And Soul came out there just to clown them. But they still bros though. Plus, I mean, it's not like they're doing better anyways. Imagine getting soloed by an OnlyFans thought. Oh wait, that's what most of y'all be doing anyways. Pocket's probably on 1 HP. Def calls him in and Blackstar has the nerve to try to crack jokes and get slept. Def tells him their field mission Al Capone has currently located a witch and he plans to kill it to become a full Kishin. And since they failed last time, this is Blackstar's responsibility to go handle it. And just as discussed the next day, they walk up to where the witch is, but one problem. She's being guarded by a real nigga, my goat Mifune. Let's just say anytime this nigga is involved, somebody about to get pieced up. Instead of getting there on time, this nigga Blackstar is worried about seeing some cheeks, which almost gets him killed. Shuriken to the face is abysmal. Bro's just like me for real. I've almost used up all 9 lives for some cheeks. By the time Blackstar gets there, he's looking around like, dang, who caught all these bodies? King Von? And instantly gets rushed, but he reaves. He turns around and sees the sig from Al Capone, which means bro is murked. He can sense how strong Mifune is and tells him, shoot, let's box, I need to get my rank up. And this random ass win just picks up out of nowhere. They really had the fan on the set. Blackstar gets ready, but Mifune had other plans. This nigga sends out hella blades and uses caution tape around the battlefield. What nigga brings caution tape to their own fight? I would've just dug my own hole and laid in it. Blackstar throws his chain and it wraps around Mifune's sword. He yanks it but he vanishes, picking up another sword he threw earlier, but Blackstar parries. Barely dodges the second swipe, then could have been killed by this one, but Mifune's still trying to spare this nigga. And this is the moment I would've dapped bro up and went home. But instead, Blackstar furthers his job resume by taking out a shuriken. This nigga Mifune jumps and stops it with no effort, posing on that shit. Nigga really wanna be in a TikTok so bad. Tsubaki uses smoke and he legit can't see. This would have been a nice way to actually get the drop on bro, but Blackstar being a dumbass yells before attacking. Even Tsubaki was like, bro, you stupid, bro. And then it ends with them getting hit. Mifune tells Blackstar Tsubaki is carrying him through the fight and he's trash, which low-key is kind of the display he's showing right now. But Blackstar is not having that. He locks in using ninja blades this time. He circles Mifune and this dude is just roasting him in his head, calling Blackstar broke and saying he gets no O's. But the whole time that wasn't even him. And Blackstar comes from behind, elbowing and fisting this dude, then sends him flying, coughing up blood. He goes to finish him, but the witch reveals herself and it's really just a little ass kid. He ends up leaving Mifune and her alone, which is only right because Mifune did spare him plenty of times throughout the fight. He really wasn't trying at all. He gives all the souls over to Def since he doesn't want to take them for himself. But no, nigga, I would've ate all of them hoes. That's how you know Blackstar just be fighting for the love of the game. I'm finna get to the second time him and Mifune fight, but before that, did y'all know that Mifune isn't the only rival he's had? After rewatching the show, I was like, bro, he really seriously fought Def the Kid like more than once. And y'all were supposed to be boys, like what's going on? And the first time was in episode 6, bruh. This goofy ass nigga Def the Kid, who's for some reason obsessed with everything being symmetrical, finally gets enrolled in school. So Soul and Blackstar go to meet him out in front for the fade. They really reminded me of that dude on Instagram.
Ohio, huh?
Yes, sir.
Y'all be running fades out there?
If necessary.
Shit, how can I make it necessary?
Thirsting for the fade, salivating for the fade. And before they start boxing, this man Frankenstein is skinning a chicken. Like, bro, what does this have to do with preparing niggas to fight a Kishin? Def uses his pistols like a true IN, keeping Blackstar and Soul at a distance. And Blackstar's like, bro, you ain't even got no hands though. So this nigga jumps up, kicking him. Bro said, anything you can do, I can do 10 times better. Soul tries slicing him, but he blocks it with the Glock. Then with no hesitation, just straight blicks him. Oh nah, that's a straight up game over. What was King Def teaching this man? He even got the hoes laughing and he ain't even tell no joke. This dude is clean. Blackstar tries using Soul as a weapon, but their soul resonance isn't good enough, so it just doesn't work. Bro over here looking like he's trying to pick up Thor's hammer. Looking like me after Taco Bell. But Def the Kid doesn't care that they're not in tip-top form, and takes out his trump card. Like, you didn't even have to do this. This is like the equivalent of Goku using Super Saiyan Blue on Krillin. Shit's just not needed. Bro is legit radiating the Black Air Force energy. Like, what are these guns? The hood must have installed a new switch while I was away. He blows that hoe, and what are they even doing? They're not even moving. They take the explosion they deserve, laying both of them out. Trash. Just straight garbage. This is definitely a slip on reverse jumping because they definitely got it handed to them. But the next time Black Star and Kid fight, it was actually a 1v1. And more of a serious part of the series because prior to this point, Black Star has just been taking consistent L's. So he's really trying to prove himself and get any type of W's he can. Kid sprints in and Black Star easily weaves. Kicking, bro. And who was this nigga feeling like? Bro got his hands in his pocket like Killua. Bro's mimicking every assassin except for the GOAT. He says, "Are you trying to win without using your hands?" And this nigga said, "Shut that shit up," sending him flying even with his guard up. Then, like Sonic, rushes up before he can block again, taking the air from his lungs. And he intends to use his wavelength, but it doesn't work. And Kid notices this, realizing he's lost his power due to lack of confidence by too many L's. This shit really relating to life right now. Bro gets mad and just starts screaming. He gets stars in his eyes. And the teachers are now scared that he's finna follow in his dad's footsteps and genocide niggas. He talking about some, "I'ma kill you right now." And Kid was like, "Nah, F all that," and rushes him with an elbow to the neck meat. And he ain't like that one. But Kid doesn't care, double hand. And then an elongated kick to the neck. Shit had me watching this like, dang, y'all ever heard of talking it out? He twitches and Kid said, "Nah, bro, go to sleep," pushing him even further into the ground. This finally has bro go to sleep. Shit was low-key sad, another L, and he almost lost his sanity in the process. But it's low-key wholesome because they go to check on bro later, and he's just putting in that Saitama regiment. Maybe he will surpass God after all. Alright, now we gotta get into those two remaining Mifune fights. Them shits are peak. Got my legs in the air watching this. No pause. Maka got folded and is now in the hospital, and Black Star's finna slide for his friend. He eavesdrops on the zombie nigga and his girl and basically finds out the enemy's whereabouts. And bro is pissed. Flash to this area with the fake ass bamboo trees. Like, bro, I paused it and these hoes are literally pipes. And this weird pointy nose nigga somehow has Mifune on his side, since he promised him the protection of his witch. Which means all of them are ultimately working for this spider thought. Are we serious? Black Star pulls up and the pointy nose nigga comes out to greet him, along with Mifune. Black Star's like, "Why are you here?" And Mifune said he switched jobs like Black Star. He's a bodyguard now. We look to the side and we see that this weird nigga grabs the girl and smiles. Like, what? This is who you trust a little girl with, bro? Are we serious? I had so much respect for you, Mifune. You can tell bro was having second thoughts. Even Black Star's dumbass knew that wasn't a great idea. He pulls out his sword and pulls out the tape. He swings and it gets parried. Then he swipes at Black Star again, but that shit gets weaved. But he blocks Black Star's next attack. The little girl yelling talking about, "He was going easy on you the last time." Like that wasn't obvious. I would have had to slump her a little ass like that one RDC skit.
I'm 12.
You ain't too young for these hands. Black Star tries sending his own sword at him, but that shit has an automatic stop button or something. He dodges and uses his swords to stop Black Star's chains, and starts walking on his blades. The footwork is crazy, even Zoro would have been impressed. He swings, but Black Star weaves and falls down from the next offense. Tsubaki locks in using a smoke screen. Black Star uses his ult and powers up into Enchanted Sword mode. But anyone who's actually watched Soul Eater knows that anytime he does this, he never takes a W. Bro's like Vegeta. He got a signature for losing. He rushes him clashing. Then he has Tsubaki come out the ground for a sneak thrashing. But this nigga proceeds to parry every single one of them. Oh my god. I almost dropped the soap watching this shit. This is not a nigga that should be able to roam free. They're shocked because this is the strongest thing in their arsenal. And he rushes Black Star, clashing him many different times with all his swords until bro just looks like a porcupine. Then proceeds to slice this man so bad they needed a different background. Straight up dropping him. Had me rethinking who the main character in the cast was. This nigga Mifune taking all the shine. And he proceeds to spare him again. This man Black Star taking a crit to his pride, which fueled the crash out with Kid I mentioned earlier. But now we talk about the final time they fight. And by this point in the series, Black Star is really going down a pretty bad path. And I mean, dang, bro. L's will do that to you. If you watching this, hit the like button for some luck or something. Can't be going outside. They're boxing and you should know by now that where there's a Mifune fight, there's caution tape. But for some reason, this nigga Black Star never takes heed. He uses Speed Star and manages to poof around 2 attacks, slashing at his back, then weaving a swipe. Mifune's like, damn, this nigga getting kinda quick. He rushes in swinging, and stops Tsubaki with the sword, seeing through her this time. And Black Star gets caught off guard in the air, getting launched with Mifune's blade like a Fire Emblem Smash character. And look at how creative bro is. He drops 3 swords in front of Black Star, and he's like, what the fuck is this? Then he slices the 3 swords in order to make them come up and cut Black Star 3 times. Where did you learn this shit, bro? He really seen Zoro out here boxing with 3 swords and said, nah, that's not enough. I am swords. He sends him at Black Star like bullets and he gets gashed. And I'm sitting here after Black Star gets up from this and I'm like, okay, he really finna lock in now. But this nigga uses enchanted sword, bro.
Oh my god, bro. Hell no, man.
Like, bro, are you allergic to W's? Why would you use this trash transformation? This has no W's. He rushes up with Shadow Star, and Mifune is casually parrying. But when they eventually clash, Black Star's blade turns pink like a Plan B. And Mifune talking about, so you chose the path of a demon. Like, what is bro the demon of? L's and delinquency? He gets that off and hits him. And now Black Star's mad. He's looking at him with stars, signifying his gang activity has been raising higher. And Mifune's like, wait a minute. I had to slime out your dad before. And in the flashback, his father, White Star, has killed many innocents. And then it shows us this flashback of him basically killing White Star. And it's pretty much due to White Star just wanting to be strong. So strong that he ended up taking innocent lives and consuming even pure souls just to gain power. And Black Star's like, I don't even care about that shit, little bro. Just box. Mifune asks him what path are you going to take, and he gives him the wrong answer. So Mifune turns the screen red again. And when he does this, it's always fatal. They edited the fuck out of this shit, really highlighting Black Star's latest L, with him getting sliced straight through like butter. Bro leaking on the ground now. I really thought bro was dead for a second, until plot armor comes clutch. He goes into his soul, and doing some much needed mental work, putting himself at ease, he's able to reunite with his baddie, making them rise back up. And nigga looking clean like Supersonic or something. And his sword turns bright red. And for the first time, Mifune spits out that weak ass toothpick. They lunge, slicing through each other. And ultimately, Black Star is left standing, finally ending his long losing streak. She was so tough, bro. It's so tough. I actually recommend going and watching this fight in the actual anime if you haven't. The music and build-up was so amazing. They end up becoming friends in the end and kept pushing. With that being said, hope you enjoyed this video, and I really consider you subscribing. I plan on doing another video with the other two Soul Eater main characters as well, talking about all their W's and L's and whatnot, and ultimately what just makes their character, because what summarizes Black Star's character is obviously boxing. That's really all he cares about. But I will see you on the next one. Peace out.
No, I don't wanna talk. I already connected the dots. Nigga, this is my lifestyle. They do this shit for the plot. Like, we got drums like Popeyes. He think I'm pushing, he gotta get popped. Yeah. Go ahead and get low on the pops.